Have you ever been to a 4th of July celebration? In some communities, the celebrations can be a big deal. Parades, fireworks, cookouts, and the colors of the American flag everywhere. What are we celebrating? In a word, freedom. Like the United States of America, Mexico has Mexican Independence Day, Dia de la Independencia, in which Mexico celebrates the day they officially decided to free themselves from another country's rule. For Mexico, that country was Spain. Like Americans, Mexicans have a national holiday to honor this big step toward freedom. Back in the early 1500s, Spain conquered Mexico. This was not a good thing for the native people, those already living in Mexico, because they were forced to do work for the Spanish conquerors. This went on for nearly 300 years. Just imagine how it would feel to live your life as a slave to another country for all those years. It would not just be you, but your parents, grandparents, and great grandparents would have also lived as servants to their conquerors. In the 1800s, the people of Mexico did not have much hope for change. It took strong leaders to get Mexico's poor, defeated people ready to make a change. One important leader was Father Miguel Hidalgo Costilla, but he was better known as Father Hidalgo. He was a Mexican Catholic priest who cared deeply about Mexico's people, and he wanted to convince them of the need to fight for their freedom. In a Mexican town called Dolores, Father Hidalgo gave a speech called El Grito de Dolores, the Cry of Dolores. He spoke on September 16, 1810, and his words motivated tens of thousands of Mexicans to begin a long fight for independence from Spain. The war itself was very long. It took 11 years for Mexico to gain freedom from Spain. But it had to start somewhere, and this speech was the starting point, and it was what Mexicans celebrate on September 16th of every year. Even though the national holiday is September 16th each year, the celebration really begins the night before. At 11 p.m. on September 15th, the National Palace bell is rung. The President of Mexico reenacts a version of Hidalgo's El Grito de Dolores, and the people shout Viva Mexico, which is the Mexican way of saying Long live Mexico. This is the official start of the celebration. The next day is filled with dancing, good food, parades, rodeos, fireworks, and even more shouts of Viva Mexico. The celebration is huge in Mexico, but Mexicans all over the world celebrate this holiday as well. Just as we decorate with red, white, and blue in the US, the streets of Mexico are decorated with Mexican flags and other green, red, and white decorations. Mexican Independence Day is a celebration of Mexican independence from Spain on September 16th of every year. After a long Spanish reign over the country, a leader who cared deeply for the Mexican people rose up, Father Miguel Hidalgo Costilla, better known as Father Hidalgo. On September 16, 1810, he delivered El Grito de Dolores, the Cry of Dolores, which was a speech used to motivate Mexico's people to fight for their freedom from Spain. The country won their independence 11 years later. The celebration really begins the night before the 16th at 11 p.m. This is when the National Palace bell is rung. The President of Mexico reenacts a version of Hidalgo's El Grito de Dolores, and the people shout Viva Mexico, which is the Mexican way of saying Long live Mexico. Parties, parades, decorations, and fireworks are some of the ways Mexico celebrates.